Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Nike Alphafly 3. Okay, so for starters, this is obviously a shoe from Nike. It says on it, I don't know if you can read that, Nike Road Racing. So yeah, it's for roads and more specifically for racing distances. I think it's optimally for half marathons and marathons. Of course, you can still wear it for other things. It's a great shoe for most fast stuff. I honestly, if it were me, I would not wear this for a marathon. Obviously, I've never done a marathon, but that'd just be very tiring on your muscles. You'd really have to build up in the shoe. But anyway, I tried an easy run in these. I went for a workout. I did a threshold, and I've done some strides. So probably 30 to 40 kilometers on the shoe total. And I'm going to be talking about my thoughts. So first impressions, the shoe is very fast, very electric. Like when I was doing my strides, I was flying. It's really insane. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so this shoe is very lightweight. Compared to other shoes, it's actually a lot lighter, even though I would say it's thicker than most shoes I run in. It's lighter, which is pretty awesome considering the return and force that it gives you. But yeah, compared to other shoes, certainly a lot lighter. The shoe, one thing is it doesn't feel that stable really. Like a bit stable, but especially on turns, it feels a bit shaky, and you do have to be sort of careful as well. On easy runs, they feel a bit slow, or sorry, not slow. They feel a bit too fast for easy runs. Like it's pushing you on easy runs, and that I don't like about it. I'd rather just be chilling on my easy runs. This shoe feels like it's pushing your muscles as well. For easy runs, it's not good for easy runs because it's harder on your legs, and if you're not used to it and you run in this every day, that's probably going to do some atrocities to your lower legs, especially over time. So I don't recommend them for easy runs, and that means if you want to have the shoe, you probably shouldn't have it as your only shoe. You should have an easy run shoe and a workout shoe. And then your workout shoe you can also do road races in, or whatever else you need to. But definitely don't have it as your only shoe if you aren't comfortable doing easy runs in it, which I'm certainly not. So as you can see, this is Zoom X foam. It's very nice feeling, very electric, very bouncy. The plate also says fly plate, if you can see that. Both the plate and the foam are really amazing. Like you can get going really fast. You can also maintain speed for like a really long time, and that speed can be really high. So when I was doing workouts, it does feel like it's helping. It does feel faster than most shoes, so it definitely does the job in that sense. Okay, so I found that the shoe did fit true to size. It fit well, like I ordered the size I usually do, and it worked out well. I will say that I feel like the shoe is a bit narrow, a bit more narrow than some shoes. I have a bit of a wider foot, but of course that makes it more snug, especially when you're going fast. So not an issue at all, just I found it narrow. Then the toe box just feels pretty crammed, I will say. Not like insanely crammed, but it's very secure in there, so it's sort of a good thing. You're not going to be moving around too much. Of course, you don't want to be moving around too much at the speeds that you're probably going to be traveling at. Heel lock I found was good. It's got good like padding in there, so the heel can't really slip that much. Along with that, there's no rubbing. I didn't get any blisters. I didn't have any problems like that. So I thought it was overall a good fit. Now, one thing I can't tell you is if it's comfortable for a full race. I haven't done a full race. I think it would depend on the distance. 5K would probably be perfectly fine. 10K, that might get a bit much. Even though it is for marathons, I think you'd really have to build up in the shoe. Or in shoes like this, doesn't have to be this exact shoe, but just with it feels very different from most running shoes. So what race distances should this be used for? Okay, so 800, 1500. If you're doing an 800 and 1500, the Alphafly is not the way to go. You're going to want to go with more of a spike. Probably it's going to be on a track. So I definitely wouldn't race in these. Sometimes at small races where I live, people pull up in super shoes, and I think spikes is the better way to go. Of course, you do you. I definitely wouldn't do an 800 or a 1500 in these. It's not really for that. 3K, 5K for sure, definitely. These would be a great 5K shoe. I would never do a 3K in these. Most 3Ks that I would ever do, 90%, 95% would be on a track. So I'd be wearing spikes, not a super shoe. 10K distance, also great for 10K distance. I'd certainly do a 10K in this. When I do a 10K next summer, I'll probably use this shoe or a shoe just like it. But yeah, definitely a fitting shoe for a 10K. Half marathon. To my marathoners out there, I've never done a marathon. I'm 16, so that makes sense. But this shoe is meant for the marathon, half marathon. As I said, definitely try it out and see how you like it on some long runs and stuff, because it's quite snappy, quite different. But I think it would definitely be a good shoe for like your really long distances. Okay, next I'm going to talk about the stability. So just going straight on a flat, it's perfectly stable. That's like no problems there. Don't worry about that at all. It's those tight corners that they feel a bit shaky. You almost feel like you have to slow down or maybe put your arms out wide. Not the greatest for that. That's all I have to say about the corners. On uneven ground, they're still okay. Like it's a pretty wide platform and stuff. The only thing is you are pretty high up, so if it's like something really uneven, like cobblestone, that might be a bit concerning and you don't want to roll an ankle, especially if you have weak ankles. But I'd say the stability is obviously, with a high, fast shoe like this, you're going to run into some stability issues, but the stability issues here aren't any worse than what you'll get with other super shoes. Pretty standard. Okay, I'm going to talk about the cushion a bit. I will say this is obviously, with this much being this thick, there's obviously some pretty good cushion. The back feels pretty soft and nice and comforting. So if you're a heel striker, you'll feel that nice softness when you land, which is good for your knees. And then the front, where the air bubble is, it's a bit harder and feels like it's a bit more propulsive, I want to say. But the shoe overall is a pretty soft shoe. But at the same time, it feels explosive and aggressive. I will say it's hardest on like the calf and a bit of the Achilles, because the energy return and the plate, like just putting that into your calf constantly, especially over a long time, sometimes a bit hard. That's part of why you want to work up to it. But yeah, definitely a very cushiony, comfortable, pretty supportive shoe. Okay, I'm going to talk a bit about the durability. As I said, I've only done 30-40 kilometers on this shoe, maybe even less. So I don't know too much about the durability. As of right now, it looks fine, but like you can sort of see, I don't know if it's in focus really, but like that. It just looks a little dirty. It doesn't look really damaged. I will say the foam always looks like it's got like lines in it and stuff, slightly damaged, but I'm gonna be honest, it came like that. So I think that's just part of how it's made and just part of the ZoomX foam, I guess. So I'm not worried about it. I expect to get around hopefully 300 kilometers out of it. I'm only gonna run it maximum probably once or twice a week. So, and I usually only get 300 to 500 kilometers out of my shoes. So I step a little heavier, I think, than most, not necessarily most, but than some people. And with a shoe like this, you don't want to over push it. You don't want to, because once it's not supporting your legs and once it's doing bad things to you, you don't want to just keep pushing through it to save, because that's when the injuries come on, when a shoe's worn down, especially a shoe like this. But yeah, I think it's pretty durable. Not necessarily more or less than most shoes would be. So is this shoe worth the price of around $300? Depending on where you get it, of course that is. For me, I'd say I feel like it was worth it for me. It's a good shoe. It does the job well. It's very fast. For you, ask yourself, do you want it because of the Nike propaganda and because it looks cool and because it's popular, or do you want it because it'll help your performance in training or in races? It really is a shoe where you're going at the top speed. It's designed for elite speed. So if you don't have elite speed, it might not be the best shoe. And that's just scientific based, because it's when you're going fast, that's when it's helpful. If you're not going fast, it's not going to do much really. And then you have to think about purpose, of course. What do you want the shoe for? Are you using it for fast workouts, or you're doing 10K races, or you only ever do easy runs and long runs? Then if you're like that, you don't ever go fast, definitely don't get the shoe. You could definitely go with something like the Vomero if you want to stay in the Nike line. But certainly I think it's worth the money if you want to go fast and you want a good shoe. Okay, now I'm going to rate some aspects of the shoe. We'll start with speed. I'd say this is a 9.7 out of 10. It's insanely fast. I was doing strides and I felt like, what happened to me? I'm way faster. Like I was just ripping down the road. It was insane. So it's definitely speed's way up there. Great for speed. Comfort, 8.5. It's not an insanely comfortable shoe, but it's also not uncomfortable. Considering how fast you can go, that's how it gets up to an 8.5, because it's not average, it's above average, which is, I believe, 7 or maybe 6. But because of how fast you're going, even though it's not insanely comfortable, it's probably more comfortable than most shoes would be going at that speed. Stability, I gotta say 7 here. Obviously, like being that fast of a shoe and that height, it's not super stable. Going on corners, I did feel shaky. Going downhill and turning, that's a whole different ballgame, and that is very, very like nerve-wracking. So not amazing in that way, but like, okay, definitely manageable. Durability, this I can't really evaluate well, but based on what I've read, I'd say it's an 8.5. Of course, like for a shoe like this, once again, they're usually less durable. But I did a bit of like research, and I think that it's a pretty durable shoe. So definitely gets. I don't remember what I said. I think I said 8.5. I'll say 8.5. Value 7. This is like Nike propaganda. Like, it's not that valuable as what they price it up to be, because they're Nike and because it's stylish and because they have the name. They can make it a lot more expensive. It probably costs $5, $1 something to make somewhere in a Chinese factory, which is really sad to say. But if you're talking and you're thinking about how much of it is actually worth what you're getting, 7. Like, it's not that. Overall, I'd say it's a 9 out of 10. Great shoe. Definitely one that I'd recommend to people. If you want to go fast, definitely go for it. Okay, so in conclusion, this is a great fast shoe. If you want to run fast, you want to do races, you want to do workouts, definitely go for it. If you're just doing easy runs or long runs, don't. It's not worth it. You're going to get injured. It's not going to help. It's useless. It's a waste of your money. You could definitely buy a better shoe that will do the job for those types of things way better. I definitely don't recommend it for those purposes. That being said, if you like the shoe because it's a nice style, and even though you don't necessarily think you're going that fast or anything, definitely go for it. It's also like, it's a fun shoe to run in. So even if you don't necessarily need it, if it makes you happy, go for it. Like, that's my mentality. I run in all sorts of shoes. I have a lot of shoes, and my teammates at cross country, they make fun of me. Shout out cross country team, but I don't care because I like it and it makes me happy. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Great shoe. Stay tuned for more videos. Like and subscribe. See you later.